Hey everyone, Combo here, back with another Empires and Puzzles video, and today we are in Bloody War. I'm going to feature my 6 war flags with commentary. If you do enjoy this video or find it helpful, hit that like button, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and turn that notification bell on so you can be alerted of when I drop new content. And most of you know, but for those of you that don't, I am a member of the Praetorian Guardians. We are a top 25 alliance and also part of the Guardians family of alliances, where we have a total of 15 alliances ranging from all different skill levels, from beginner alliances to just a step up above that. We've got mid-level alliances, we've got competitive alliances, we even have a German-only speaking alliance. So if you are looking for a new alliance, definitely hit me up on the Line app. My contact ID is in the description of the video, and I'm sure that I can help find an alliance for you. You can also comment on one of my videos, and I'll send you a link to one of our Line group chats. Without further ado, let's get into my 6 war flags. With my first flag, we're going to go up against this Hysteria tank team, and I've got all 5 heroes that resist insanity, so Hysteria is going to be kind of a non-factor other than the taunt that she's going to cast on herself, but she is going to make herself go insane eventually if she goes off too many times. I am bringing a few reds, but honestly, I'm not concerned. Like I said, the main goal is to take out Armand Moncharmin first, and then depending on the situation, maybe Majestine next or Peppa Blue on the right. But we've got some strong hitters in here, and Spartoi, who will give fiends to everybody. Feeling good about this team. Lots of yellows to start, including this massive yellow diamond, which I'm probably gonna take to start. Yes, and I'm gonna match it this way. Nice cascade of reds. And now, before I hit that yellow diamond, I'm gonna match these 3 greens before they get separated. And now let's hit this yellow diamond. All right. Now, I'm gonna match these 5 blues. That's going to set up a green diamond next turn. Awesome. Let's match this green diamond now. Nice cascade of reds. I'm going to match these 3 greens. I think I'm going to hold off on using Spartoi right now. Yeah, let's match these 3 greens. Then I'm going to match the 3 reds next turn, which will give me everybody special. And I'm going to use Isidore on Hysteria to get rid of her. Or maybe I'd rather use Gestalt. Yeah, let's use Gestalt. Because I want to use Armand Moncharmin, or rather Isidore on Armand Moncharmin for the main part. Alright, that's all set with her. Now, actually, let's use our attack all hitters first. Gonna use Galapagos first because he damages Mega Minions and then gives damage afterwards. So Flamehide's Mega Minions done. Now let's use Spartoi to put some fiends on everybody. And then I am gonna use Isidore, the main part, on Armand Moncharmin. He's dead. Perfect. Now, let's use Domi Ventus on the right side over here. I'm going to hit this blue diamond, do a little tile dumping. Majestine's going to go off, but that's okay for now. Let's match these 3 reds up top. And now I'm going to match these other 3 reds. Actually, Flamehide died from the burn damage. We should be able to kill Pepper Blue. If not, then the burn damage will kill her. Alright, perfect. Now we've just got Majestine left. Let's hit this green diamond. That will give me a Galapagos special. Just kidding, it didn't, but the tiles killed Majestine anyway, and we are 1 for 1 to start. With my second flag, we're going to go up against this Region tank team. They've also got Ruan Zalki, Dagger, Forces, and then also Slime Go. I've got Thalassa, who will make it so that my allies cannot gain any ailments for 3 turns, and that's going to be very helpful because of Dagger, Region, and Slime Go with their damage over time. I've got Fergus to reduce the mana of everybody, which will work on everybody actually on this team. And then I've got Hogni, who does damage to 3, extra damage to red. I've got Santa Pimenter, who is a priority dispeller and then attacks 3. And then I've got Leonidas as another sniper. Here we go with our second flag. I am going to start off with this red diamond so that I can tile dump when I need to. Let's match these purples and yellows on the right. Gonna match the 3 reds. Actually, you know what? Maybe I'll just hit the red diamond. Yeah, let's hit that red diamond. I'm not going to be able to get Thalassa activated before Region, unfortunately. Let's match the 3 purples in the middle, I think. Yeah, let's do that. It's going to make a second match 4 yellows, or we're going to get a massive yellow diamond and a blue diamond afterwards. Wow, that cascade was nuts. I will certainly take that. Now, let's use Thalassa, or do I want to hold on to her for a turn or 2? Yeah, let's hold on to Thalassa. I'm going to match the 3 yellows all the way on the right. And then I'm going to use Satin Pimenter first, because they dispel first and then attack 3, or rather 2 in this instance. So let's use Satin Pimenter first, dispel the taunt, and then let's use Leonidas on Forces. Dagger still has the dodge ether power, so I don't want to attack them. We were able to kill Forces. Perfect. Now, I'm going to use Thalassa now, and then let's match 3 blues on the bottom. I don't need to hit the blue diamond, so that's a waste of using that. Now let's use Fergus to reduce the mana of everybody. Did not work on Dagger because of the Cleric Master Shield, but that's okay. Let's use Hogni on the left side over here. And then I'm going to hit the blue diamond now, which will give me my blue specials back. Now let's hit the 2 on the left again with Hogni. There's no sense in using Thalassa at this point right now, since I already have ailment immunity on everybody. And Dagger's about to die. Let's hit the yellow diamond here. I figured I'd let Slime Go's mana get up a little bit more before I use Fergus, but the damage over time killed him, and we are 2 for 2. Awesome. With my third flag, we're going to go up against this Dunner Heart tank team. They've also got Region, Toon Richard, Forces, and Glass Leonidas. This is the war debut for my Ascension Mimic. This is the hit 3-1. He hits 380% damage to the target and nearby enemies. If an enemy is defeated by the attack, the caster recovers 50% health and gains 33% mana. Obviously, we're in Bloody War, so he's not going to gain any health, but The target and nearby enemies receive 888 bleed damage over 4 turns as well. And then I've got Pepper Flame to increase the Mimic and Naeem's attack growth. I've got Zhuge Liang for the minions and fiends that he's going to give. And then Kushanku gives the mindless attack in just 5 tiles. So ideally, I'm going to use that on Dunnerheart because he is a barbarian class, so it will definitely work on him. I do have 2 different counterattack options between Naeem and his actual special, and then Zhuge Liang with the minions that he's going to give me. All right, quite a bit of yellows to start. I like that. I'm going to start off with the 4 yellows on the right. Now, I think I'm going to match these blues and reds up top. Actually, I don't want to do that. That's going to separate the reds on the right. Let's match these greens and reds. I was trying to stay away from sending tiles to force this, but we didn't really have too much of a choice there. All right, now let's match those blues and reds up top. And we're going to have enough red tiles to get our 3 red specials before anybody goes off. Awesome. Okay. Now, I want to use Pepper Flame first, of course. I think I'm going to attack the 3 on the middle because I want to avoid Leonidas because of the counterattack ether power that he has. So let's use Pepper Flame first. And what does the Ascension Mimic have for attack? 2642. I'm very curious to see what this looks like because Dunnerheart has 2080 defense, Forces has 1810, and then the defense down that he's got, and then also Toon Richard has the 1723. So let's use the Ascension Mimic first. Actually, let's use Naeem first, because I think this is going to be a little bit less of an attack. Yeah, and I don't want to chance, potentially, the Ascension Mimic killing Dunnerheart. Alright, now let's use the Ascension Mimic to see if we can kill off Forces, and then definitely Dunnerheart, probably. Awesome. Dunnerheart is dead. Now, I am going to match these 3 greens, setting off that cascade of... Actually, no, that's not going to set a cascade other than the yellows that hit Richard, but I think I'd rather kill Forces first before he gives any minions to Leonidas. Alright, now let's use Zhuge Liang to get the minions. Now, I think I'm going to hold off on using Kushanku for a turn or 2. I'd like to use him on Regen at this point. He primarily was going to be used for Dunnerheart in case if I needed to avoid him using a special. And Regen has counterattack for 1 more turn. Okay, so we can get through that. Let's match these 3 yellows, which should kill Richard, or maybe not, or the cascade of yellows will. All right, I'll take it. And Glass Leonidas is dead as well. All right, this battle's looking good. Let's use Pepper Flame first. How many more turns does she have blind for? 1 more turn. Let's just go some tiles over here, and then I'll use my specials. This should kill Regen between these 3 specials, or 4 actually I've got. Let's let the Ascension Mimic end the battle. Awesome. All right, we are 3 for 3 to start. With my next flag, I'm going to go up against this Fergus tank team. They've also got Mayat, Beowulf, Shadowfang, and Shimmerscale. I've got all 5 of my team members who can resist the instant mana reduction and the negative mana ailment from Fergus. Let's see how this 4th flag here goes. Lots of greens on the board to start. Thought I was going to be able to set up a green diamond, but I'm not going to be able to because of the cascade that comes. What I'm going to do first is Probably match the 3 blues horizontally right up against Fergus up top. That's going to set off 2 cascades underneath. Yeah, let's do that. I've mentioned this in videos before, but when I go up against Fergus with this team, I just tile dump up against him as much as possible. He actually increases mana for all of my allies when he does go off. We're going to use Ascian right now. He's also going to make it so that I gain 15% mana after 2 turns. I'm going to match the greens next, I think, up against Fergus, yeah. I'm more concerned about the 3 on the right over here, I think. Yeah, let's use Peregrine on the 3 on the right. Now I am gonna match the yellows and purples, I think. Yeah, let's do that. All right, and we got that 15% mana, so let's use Ixen first. She makes it so that everybody gets 50% extra damage and an additional plus 10% for each minion or mega minion. So everybody's going to get plus 60% damage after she goes off. And let's use Tamlin. This is probably going to kill a few people. And it looks like Beowulf actually cleansed that ailment from Ixen. All right, the 2 on the right are dead. Very nice. Now, let's match these 3 greens over here on the right. That should give me Peregrine again. And this may end the battle. And it does. Awesome. We are 4 for 4. With my 5th flag, I'm going up against the Ceres Saint team. They've also got Glass Artana, Rowan Zauki, Hrothgar, and Grovert. I've got Oniwakamaru with the Undispellable Taunt, Lord Loki to copy somebody special, which will probably be Ceres or Hrothgar, and then I've got Medea for the Shifting Miles attack, although I have to be careful in how I use her because Hrothgar has the family bonus where he has a 75% chance to cleanse the latest cleansable status ailment, and then I've got Toon Sartana and Toon Richard as some other big hitters. All right, lots of reds here on the board. I think I'm going to start off with those purples in the middle. It's going to set off a bunch of cascades, 2 sets of reds and the yellows. And we may be able to get Ceres to go off before I even get 50% mana for everybody. So let's see if we can do this. Try to be careful in how I match tiles. Let's match these greens on the right over here. I think if I match the yellows on the right, there should not be any cascades, and that should set off Ceres. That did give me the purple tiles, though. Alright. Ceres did hit Oniwakamaru, so we are in good shape there. Now, I'm going to match these 3 blues horizontally. That's going to set off a cascade of blues, but also going to make it so I can match some purples next turn to get my purple specials. Grovert's going to go off and give somebody a Mega Fiend, and it's going to be Medea. Alright, let's match the purples now. Which way do I want to match them? I think I'm going to match them against Ceres. That might kill him. Oh no, he's going to go off again. That's not good. At least my tunes resisted. Do have quite a bit of wither right now. I thought that if I got a cascade, it was going to kill Ceres. Alright, well, Let's hit the ones on the right over here, since the other two still have the dodge ether power. I'm going to use the main part on Hrothgar, since the minor part will kill Cerys. Perfect. Now let's use Sartana on Hrothgar. Alright, now I want to match these 3 reds up the middle. Nice cascade, but don't set off Ronzo Key. Let's match these 3 yellows horizontally in the middle. That will set off a little cascade of blues to go up against Ronzo Key. Nice cascade of purples. That might give me Sartana. I can kill Hrothgar. Please don't kill Sartana. Oh no, Sartana's gonna be dead. Damn. I could match the blues up against Hrothgar. How many more turns is Lord Loki silenced for? 2 more turns. Damn. Hrothgar has 723 health. I don't know if these blues are going to be enough to kill Hrothgar, but we are going to try. Not quite. Give me a cascade, man. Please stay alive. Thank you. Let's hit Grovert with the main part of Toon Richard. The minor part should kill Hrothgar, and it did. Awesome. Now, I need to try to get lucky and get a blue tile to get Lord Loki's special back. I'm going to match the 3 purples right up the middle. We have a 20% chance to get a blue on the bottom, and we did not. We're not going to win this battle, but we might be able to make a clean easier. So now I'm going to match this red dragon. That's going to at least hit the blue and the purple so that we do a little bit of damage. And that Mega Fiend is going to kill Lord Loki right now, so let's see if we can match any other tiles to do damage. Not seeing anything obvious. Let's match these yellows vertically up against Ronzo Key. Maybe I'll get something underneath. Nope. Alright, well, we are 4 for 5 right now. 1 flag left. With my last flag, we're going to go up against this Bhima tank team. They've also got Archibald, Quarry, Maud, and Fafter. I've got Oni Wakamaru and Lord Loki again, along with Medea. I've got 2 copies of each of them, and I've got Magni and Domitia as some strong Toon snipers. Let's see if we can win our last flag today. All right. I'm going to start off with the 4 blues all the way on the right, although I don't want to go against Fafter if I can avoid it, but I need those 4 blue tiles. I am going to match the greens and reds all the way on the left. Nice cascading. Now I'm going to match the 3 blues on the left. Okay. Now I've got Oni Wakamaru and Magni. Let's use Oni Wakamaru for the taunt. And I'm going to use Magni on Bhima. He does extra damage to red also. And then I'm going to hit this blue dragon, which is going to give me Lord Loki's special. And I want to copy maybe Archibald. What does Bhima do again? Deals 400%, or rather 410% damage to the target and nearby enemies. And he has that growth boon, which obviously I cannot benefit from. And then the target nearby enemies get minus 50% accuracy Archibald does 300% damage to all enemies, and then everybody gets minus 40% defense against nature, which does not help me, but I do get that Sword Guard Mega Minion. And then Quarry is another option. Also, there's the 1476 water damage. Does get absorbed, but that's not going to help me since there's no healing. I think I do want to copy Quarry's special, actually, though. What does Maud do again? Deals 500% damage to the enemy with the lowest remaining health. Deals 280% damage to all others. And then there's the enhanced dodge effect. Only the caster gets the enhanced dodge, though. Alright, we're going to copy Quarry's special. And then I'm going to match these 3 purples up against Maud. That is going to give me Medea's special. Don't set off anybody else besides Fafnir, thank you. Alright. I am going to use Oni Wakamaru again. And then Quarry is a monk class, so he has a pretty decent chance to avoid the Shifting Miles attack from Medea. Maud is a wizard class, so I'm having a better chance of hitting her with it. And I do have the taunt from Oni Wakamaru, so only he'll get hit by Quarry. Although Fafnir also has the counterattack ether power still. Let's try to hit Quarry, because Oni Wakamaru still has the taunt for 2 more turns, so he'll get that the following turn when Maud goes off. And he did avoid it. Alright. Now, let's match the 3 reds up the middle. See if we can get a purple or a blue. We didn't. Actually, we got a blue. Alright, I'll take that. Now, let's ghost these green tiles, or rather match the green tiles to ghost the blues. That will give me Lord Loki's special. And Magni's perfect. Oh, don't set off Archibald. No. I had a feeling she was going to kill Lord Loki, especially because Archibald went off. Alright, well, we need to get rid of this Mega Minion over here before he starts giving me bleed damage and attacking me every turn. And then I'm going to match these purples and greens on the bottom. That's going to give me Domitia's special. Let's see what kind of damage we can do to Quarry over here. Almost dead. We should be able to kill him with these purple tiles. Awesome. Now, I'm going to use Medea over here on the right. Maud has the enhanced dodge, so I don't want to send the Shifting Miles attack over to her. Now, I'm going to hit this purple dragon. See if we can get a cascade somewhere in the middle. Nothing. Let's match the 3 purples here. Now, I am probably going to use Domitia first, because she dispels. And then when Maud loses the dodge, she is going to get 10% mana, and she's already got a full special anyway, so it actually doesn't matter. And then I think I can hit her with the Shifting Miles attack. Of course, she avoided it from the dispel, though. Cool. Let's try to use Medea on Maud. Probably going to dodge it, though. And he did. Alright. Well, let's hit this red dragon. That's going to make it so I can ghost some blue tiles the following turn. Please do not kill Magni. Alright. need to start hitting Maud with tiles. I'm going to match the 3 blues horizontally. It's going to set off a little cascade of yellows, and then that's going to move the purple tile. I'm hoping I get another purple underneath. We did get another purple underneath. Wow. We might somehow win this battle. I'm not going to hit it yet, though. Let's match the 3 yellows all the way on the left. I'm going to see if I can ghost tiles. That's not going to work, though. All right, let's hit these purple tiles and see if that's enough to kill Maud. Not quite, and she's probably going to kill Magnum. Yep. That was a close one. Was not able to finish the war off with a win, but at least we left a very, very easy clean for somebody. We ended up going 4 for 6. Right now, we've got 4,760 points with 59 flags left. They've got 45-47 with 49 flags left. So we've actually got a 213-point lead with a 10-flag advantage. So looking pretty good right now, but there's still lots of time left in the war. Let me know how your bloody war went, and that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you did enjoy it or found it helpful. And if you did, hit that like button. Make sure you're subbed to my channel, and I'll catch you guys next time.